what's up, guys? Matthew here, and we got Mitch over there, and our guest star, Al.
Hello,
back.
yes,
Al is
yes.
still here. He's
Still here.
in here.
We're still
Yeah.
trucking.
We don't want him left. He's
Yeah.
not leaving anytime soon.
Oh,
Yeah, no, Al's here forever.
He's a
shit.
slave.
Well, okay.
Okay, Al's
Today we're talking about Super 8. Came out, what was that, 2009 or so? Or
No. I think it came out in like
11?
2011.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
it's great. I like it a lot. It's like,
liked it.
you know,
This-
it's a
It's
classic.
kind of a throwback
This-
to the old monster movies of yore.
This one I think is also interesting because I feel like it's a lot like Cloverfield in a lot of ways. Because it's just
It's
like
very
it's another
similar.
like perspective of like these like regular people and like
And they counter a monster.
yeah, and
Well,
the
like-
monster looks very similar to the monster in Cloverfield as well. Like it's this weird gangly thing with like these
Yeah.
bent limbs and all that.
It's cool. It's a bunch of friends, and they all make these, like, they make these movies. It's kind of cool to watch.
It's really cool.
And they have, like, these old cameras, and, you know, it's set in the 80s.
It's
and
70s.
70s?
70s.
Yeah.
70s.
It's
I think
cool,
it's
and they're all
70s,
friends, and then there's the main character's a love interest with one of the girls, and they're filming all
Ellen,
these movies, and
yeah.
he's trying to, like, woo her with all of his awesome movie making
When he has to go save her at some
abilities.
point, too,
And,
yeah.
But then, as they're filming all this stuff, they find a monster, dude.
Yeah.
They find some sort of weird monster.
What happens is like there's they're trying to make they're working on their movie. This zombie movie or something like that, because they're gonna like send it to like a film festival or something, and they go to a train tracks, and basically what happens is there's an alien that's being transported on this U.S. train along with like these other space objects, and so it's getting transported, and their school teacher, who's like a former scientist, is there on the train tracks in his truck, and basically
that's right.
he's sitting there waiting for the train because he's gonna crash it, because turns out he has some backstory with this monster, this alien. He had worked on a science project where he was studying the alien, and the alien made some sort of physical or like psychic connection with him, and so now he feels sympathy for the monster, and he's been looking for the monster for like a few years, because after that he had like gotten kicked off of the project, so he's been looking and trying to find this alien for like so many like years or something like that, and so he ends up dying like later on in the movie. Ends up like one of the military dude that's like behind it, another douchebag military guy.
Yeah.
Bit of a cliche.
One of those.
One of those. But he ends up killing him. He basically poisons him. Or injects him with like he overdoses him. And this movie is like, it's really fun because like you get like a perspective from like a lot of different people, from like the scientists and the military, but also from the dad.
Yeah.
And they give really cool backstories to this.
It's like a summer coming of age film gone wrong almost.
Yeah.
Basically,
It's a lot like
it
those.
turns it on its head a little bit.
It's like a Sandlot if you throw an alien in it. It's sort of like coming of age. They're all friends and they're trying to figure out like, oh, I have a penis. What? Well, like they're all like starting to like girls and stuff, and then all of a sudden there's a monster, and
Yeah, and
Shit
what I
goes
like
wrong.
to call this movie is basically R-rated E.T.
Yes.
I mean, I refer to it all the time because it's basically what it is in a lot of ways. Where like
Yes.
a kid finds an alien, sympathizes with it, like that's later on in the movie.
and it makes
but-
sense because we got J.J. Abrams and Steven Spielberg, so that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That kind of progression.
And they're really
would be
good with
made.
that sort of thing. Like Steven Spielberg is just really good with alien movies, and like J.J. Abrams is really good with storytelling and
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
The piano.
Yeah.
That would have been really sweet if they actually made kind of a reference to that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
No, it's like the character interaction is good. The story is good. I mean, like
Yeah.
I really liked it.
it's sort of those. It's kind of a cliche story. Like there's a boy.
It's a
who
monster
likes the
movie.
girl,
It's a monster movie. Yeah.
And there's a lot of cliches in it. There's a lot of natural like progressions that make sense, and the girl like starts to like the guy likes the girl, all this sort of stuff.
But she's not a very typical girl, though. If you
No,
actually
she
pay
is a
attention,
very-
she's very. I mean, from a broken home, whatever. Dad's kind of a scumbag.
She's like a tough girl.
But like, if
Yeah.
you think about it, like there's a lot of depth in all the characters. Like, there's some story there, and like they give a lot of backstory behind them. Like the dad's a douchebag because like her dad's a douchebag and he's a scumbag and whatever because he accidentally killed the one kid's mom.
Yeah.
And the one kid's dad is also a cop that's in
he's
the
the
movie,
sheriff,
and so he commonly like is basically a douchebag, like because he holds a huge grudge against this other guy, and so the girl's dad's a deadbeat and he's an asshole and he's like living with regret because they accidentally killed the one kid's mom, and like the cop who's also the cop dad is basically a douchebag to him, always arresting him, always like
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. and he's just like he's on his ass, and you can tell he's a good guy, but he hates that one guy. He holds a grudge, and he's broken because it's like it was his wife, and so he's trying to have a connection with his son, but you can see that he struggles throughout the movie, and like that's one of the cool things about this monster movie is because like the alien is like obviously it's terrorizing. It's like it's not like E.T.
I would say the alien.
The
alien takes a backseat to a lot of the other things.
The alien's
cool.
almost like a subplot. Like it's sort of like it isn't like the main narrative, but it's something that they like. It becomes more important at the very end.
Yeah,
like
it gets more and more important as the movie goes. Yeah,
it isn't the main focus of the entire movie. It's more the interactions between everybody in the town and sort of their
one of the things though that if you think about it is either too convenient or very interesting is that the son has a crush on like the douchebag deadbeat dad's daughter. Like it's just a connection. They all have a connection because like the dad killed the mom and whatever. It's like it's too convenient because they're all connected to each other and like the son likes his daughter.
It is very convenient, but I think also it's the fact that it seems to be a very, very, very small town. So everybody's in everybody's dirt.
It's one of those small towns.
But if you think about it, like like it can either be too convenient because like it's like too many connections to one another, or it's like really smart because it's just like the dad and both dads hate each other, but the daughter and the son like each other.
It's a bit of both. Like it's too convenient, but it makes sense with the size of the town. But it's also smart because then it adds more depth to the story. I think it does a little bit of both. It's convenient. It's very convenient, and obviously, like they made it that way. But it works. It isn't like it's a huge town to live in. It's like a couple hundred people, so it kind of makes sense. But it ends up being smart because then it, like, our parents hate each other, but we love each other. So it's like it's almost like a Romeo and Juliet kind of.
And it kind of brings the parents together a little bit too.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that are actually kind of similar to like similar to Cloverfield as well. And that's like the design of the alien itself looks like the monster from Cloverfield. Like, it's this weird bony spindly creature that like lopes around.
There isn't much of it in it though, right?
Yeah, you don't see much. There's this one scene where they go underground and see it.
I would
say
there's less
scene.
of the alien in this movie than there was of the monster in Cloverfield. But
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like, okay, J.J. Abrams was the producer of Cloverfield, and he also directed this. So it's just like, you can see that he's taking ideas from Cloverfield as well. He's also taking ideas from, like, his partner, like, Steven Spielberg on the movie as well, from, like, E.T. and Close Encounters as well. But I think it still remains to be a mostly original film. It definitely is a really good time. I love this movie. Personally, it's one of my favorite
it's a fun
movies to
movie. I mean, it's a fun
summer movie. It's also a coming of age tale.
It is.
Somehow.
It is kind of a coming of age story. I mean, they have to fight this alien. So it does a lot of things. It falls into a lot of cliches, but somehow it's still very enjoyable. Even though if you get past the kind of cliches of it all, you can still really enjoy it. I liked it a lot when I see it.
Yeah. I would praise the acting as well. Like all the kids,
kids
for being. There's a lot of bad kid actors out there, but I would say everybody was well cast.
And this is a movie that is like most of the cast are kids, and like they all are really good. Like I like how they made them realistic. Like they swear, they're going through puberty. Yeah. It's just like that's smart. It's not like oh my god, there's a monster. No, gotta go.
Yeah,
run.
they're just like fuck. Like
shit.
I gotta see my comic book collection. No.
They made it realistic. They made it like an actual teen.
Yeah, and like
a lot of times they'll like make the teens garbage, and I'm just like write them like teens swear. Like kids, like 15-year-old kids swear. Like don't act like they don't. They swear. They say gross things. Like they do weird things. Yeah. They're teenagers. They're weird.
And like they're like borderline teenagers. Like these kids are about like 12, 13, 14 around. So like it's really smart. And I also like that some of them like Elle Fanning. She obviously has a really good career, and like she just did Neon Demon recently, which I wanted to go see, but didn't get to go see.
I wanted to see it. And I would say it until I found out that she was 16 in the movie, and then I was like, "That's weird. Why does she have to be a little kid? Weird."
She is like 18 though, like in real life.
Yeah, but why they make her 16?
19.
There's sex scenes in that movie, and she's 16. I'm like, gross. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing is, I don't think any of the other kids got a career after that.
No. What was the name of the main kid, the boy?
I don't even know.
I don't think they did. I think this was a movie where like this
Elle
was
Fanning
like
is the only one, and like the one kid with like I hate to call it, but everybody calls him horse mouth. But the blonde kid with the really bad overbite.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he actually went on to be in like the Titanium music video.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, if like with Sia and like. David
I think it's really.
That's what he went
I think the reason
why
she got a career is because she's good.
She's a Fanning as well.
She's good, and she has the star power, but she's a beautiful girl. She's beautiful, and I think that's why a lot of these kids are kind of...
She was like Cinderella, I believe. She was just in the new Cinderella movie. Or no. It wasn't Cinderella. It was Maleficent.
Yeah.
Maleficent.
And I think she is the only one that really got a career out of it, and I think it's because she has the name.
Yeah, and
she's pretty, and she isn't that bad. I think it's
and she's a great actor.
It was a funny movie too. The kids were funny, and like they were real kids. They were funny. They were good as the characters. So I was just like,
the chemistry was good. They felt like they could be a group of friends.
No, it seemed very realistic in terms of like a adolescent relationships.
Yes,
I'd say
they were a good group. It made sense. Yeah. It was enjoyable. Yeah.
How would you rate this movie, Mitch?
Probably like an 8.5. 8.5 or 9, yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10.
What about you?
I'd give it an 8.
An 8?
An 8, yeah. Just because it seems it was a lot of things that had been done before and put together and it worked. So I don't know.
I feel like this movie probably, like, I'm biased towards it because, like, I relate to the kids a little bit because, like, they love monster movies. They're, like...
They make movies.
Yeah. And I love, like, Steven Spielberg, and I'm a huge fan of J.J. Abrams. Like, this movie was, like, a perfect movie for me, but I can't get over some of the cliches that are in the movie.
Yes. I would agree with you there. It was just sort of a mosh pit of a bunch of different
It was a bunch of cliches, but
it
still came across as original, so that's why I don't... All right, anyways, we got to wrap this up because we went a little too long, but thanks for watching.
Huh?
We got Allen here, Matt, Mitch. Don't forget to check out other stuff on the channel. We got more Underappreciated coming. We got more box office and big-asms. Still have a Pokemon Go documentary I think we're going to do pretty soon here.
Yeah, we're gonna do that one pretty quick. That one's probably, actually, by like the time this episode comes out, it probably will already be out.
Yeah. So make sure you check that out. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumb it up and subscribe.
Thumb up.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Please share our videos around. We work really hard on these. We want to start getting these out a little bit more, and we're trying to make this into a career. We're going to be making some more short films, and we had a project that we were working on a little bit ago, and we're hoping to release that sometime soon in the future. Thank you for watching.